Good day, podcast world. This is Fully Dressed. I'm the Real Bruce. You have our rookies and then our new co-host, the Rack Man, and Mrs. Rack. She will be on here sometimes. And again, we're fully dressed. Today is December 23rd at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm coming to you from my home office here in Orlando, Florida. Rack is from Dallas, Texas. And Rookies is in Ashland, Kentucky. So we're going to dive right in and see where this leads us. So head first dive, off the high dive, and here we go. All right.
Say hi, Melissa.
Mrs. Rack for the 12th time.
There she is right there.
Oh, hey, Miss Rack. You look like a couch with a blankie. But so his name is Chris, but I won't refer to him as that. He's Rack, and that's Rookies. And we are here 2 days before Christmas, so Merry Christmas, everybody. As you can see, I'm supporting my Santa Claus. It's almost like an exact portrait of me right now, with the gut hanging over and stuff, but whatever. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you guys are blessed. I still don't know who that is. Is that the dog that was forced to be a reindeer on Rudolph?
Those are just little cartoon reindeer.
Dog? Who is that?
Those are just regular cartoon reindeer. See this one down here?
It looks like the dog from the Grinch that they put the horns on and made him look like a reindeer or something. Anyway.
It's my Christmas tie.
But Merry Christmas, everyone. We are going to actually change this up a little bit on how we do things, because we normally cover a lot of current events and politics and things of that nature. So we're going to turn this up a little bit and go in a different direction. So Rookies, give us a little intro into the new, or not the new, but what we're going to do today.
We are broadening our horizons. We have a new guest here who's going to join our panel. Now that there's three, it's a panel, three or more. So this is Chris. We call him Rackman, Rackman1 at msn.com, I think. He and I have been friends for going on 20 years now. We play video games together with another group of people. These guys have crossed paths because of this central piece here, which is me.
And give a little recap of how we all know each other. I mean, you and I think we know each other for 30-some years, but I know Rack through you.
I was playing video games with a guy from Philadelphia, and we ended up playing on Xbox, and we matched up. We were playing golf. We matched up with Rack's dad and another guy, Tim Brewer, that they always played together, and we ended up playing each other in verses. And those were the days where we had to match up randomly again. So we would match up. That expanded to Gears. We started playing Gears of War, and you played golf with us too. There it is. I got one too. I do not have one. Started playing Gears together. There was a dozen of us or so that would play together. And when Gears 2, 3, and 4 came out, we would be up all night playing. Everybody get up and go to work the next day. We just became friends. We've gone to Louisiana with our group of friends. We've gone to Ohio. Rackman came up and visited us in Ohio. We've gone to Texas and gotten together and done different things. We're planning the 4th of July this year to be down in Texas at Rackman's house. So that's kind of how we've become really, really good friends, man. This guy, I've spent maybe 12, 15, 20 days with him in real life. But I've spent as much time with him as I have anybody on this planet over the last 20 years.
Yeah, and then weird is I've actually never personally met you, Rack, but I know you. It's weird because we've never actually met in person, but after 20 years, it seems like we've known each other way longer. But it's like the rest of the guys, Hicks and Rack mainly, and Mrs. Rack, but it makes the world a whole lot smaller when you do those kind of things. But it's kind of weird that when I first got my Xbox, and my wife was like, "You can go online, and Brett can go online. You guys can play against each other." I'm like, "What?" That's how crazy it was then. And then when we first started actually doing it, I would work at a different job then, but I would get up and go to work at like 8 o'clock. We would get up at like 4 a.m. to play golf before I got ready to go to work, because it was the coolest thing ever. You could like play online against each other. Now
It was
that's like,
badass.
yeah, it was weird, but
So
for
Rackman, you tell us a little bit about your meeting us. Well, how you've come to know us.
All right. So, hey guys. Hello. I am Rackman. I am the Rackman. I met Star through, of course, my dad, Comtech 360, right? Is that
Yeah.
thing? Comtech is my dad, and he played golf, Tiger Woods golf, and I think that's when he met Mr. Star Rookies, the Star Rookies, and then played Gears of War with Star, and that's when I kind of came in the picture and played with, Star, and then Duck. I think you came in pretty much, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago or so.
Yeah, it was a few years later. He talked about you guys for years before I came on, and I have a different lifestyle, work weird hours and different hours, so I was never on when you guys played your regular days. And he always tell me, like, I'd call him, he's like, sorry, I was up all night. We were playing Gears until 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Because when it first came out, it was like all-nighters for everybody.
Yeah, we all waited in line for Gears 2 at the store.
And then when I would play, I'd get killed in 4.5 seconds as soon as I started, and then I would have to watch the rest of the match so you guys could go out and get a team win. But I was a sacrificial lamb, but I was okay with that.
That's kind of what happens whenever you get older. I mean, really, I used to be that guy that used to. I always looked up to Brewer. I mean, honestly, Brewer was the king. He probably still is the king, to be honest. Of the Gears of War, of the golf, of everything he touched, probably with the remote control in his hand. I wanted to be better than Brewer, right? So I wanted to put my time in, and that's why I went to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was all training. He was all training.
Rackman was so, don't let anybody fool, Rackman's so good at the game. So freaking good.
Well, I'm older now, so everything's going downhill. Everything's going downhill. I'm not as fast. I'm not as, I'm just superstitious, I guess. Because
you're the age now I was when I first started playing with you guys.
Facts. Yeah. So like you said, 20 years now. So my dad opened up a whole new world for me when we played GoldenEye on the 64. And GoldenEye was kind of similar to Gears, a fighter game, multiplayer. And then I just got to the point where I couldn't put it down, and I became a gamer. And then a whole new world opened up whenever I saw a headset on his head. Like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? And
we used to have the one piece come down with a microphone.
Yeah, the one piece that came with the Xbox, and I mean. But he did, of course, had to go all in and buy a headset. But it was amazing. It was amazing, and that's where I, met you and met Brewer, and then met Brewer's wife, and met
Lucky Al.
There's so many people. Lucky Al, Doug, Warchild,
Yeah.
Bruce, I mean, everybody. So, and then we met a couple of people in a foreign country, Scotland, right?
Yeah.
Scotland.
Yeah.
And then a woman from Canada,
And the two ended up marrying one another.
No shit, man. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
I forgot about them.
Yeah. The Hustler and Cindy.
Mac the Hustler.
Alexandra,
I think.
I think it was Alexya. Am I wrong?
We called her Alex. Yeah.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah. But anyway, it was amazing. So we got a group of people together, and we kicked ass, man. We kicked ass.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. The new Gears coming out 26.
Yep. And then you have the wife that says, "Hey, you can't play every night. You know, or you're not going to have a wife anymore." So we had to go to 2 days a week. It was Mondays and Wednesdays for about 10 years now.
Yep. Sometimes Sunday night.
Yeah.
I know sometimes when I'm coming home from work and it's late at night, I know I don't bother to call or text him because he's playing.
It's game night.
I know I'm like, it's game night. Am I going to bother?
Yeah.
And,
But also no, I've been playing since Rackman was single. Hicks was married to a different woman. Lucky Owl was playing.
and I was actually newly
Not
married. I was newly married, like maybe a year or two.
But then kids started coming along, and I realized I'm the one that's got like no responsibility. I'll always be here. And I got to play with so many different people coming in because so-and-so couldn't play tonight, but these couple of people could. And then these people the next night. I was playing a lot of Gears. I never got any good at it, but I was playing a lot of Gears.
Oh, shut up. You were clutch. You were clutch.
There was one
night. One night we were playing Gears of War, and we were on the map called Diner. It was Gears of War 4, I think, or 3. I don't remember. 3 or 4. Oh, it was badass. But one night he got the sniper rifle clutch, man. He had 3 enemies left, and it was at that time it was versus. What was it called? You die one time. What was a Warzone?
Warzone. Yeah.
Warzone. Yeah. We were all dead. There were 3 enemies left, and it was the last match, and he fucking popped all 3 heads. I remember that like it was yesterday. So Star has his luck behind him, but
I have my moments.
Playing Xbox for over 20 years now on the headset. It's and we see each other not every single year. Hopefully Bruce joins us the next time we get together.
That's the plan.
It's just been amazing. It's been amazing, and it's brought I don't know, just new exciting ventures in our lives.
It makes us much smaller.
And we can hang out together whenever we want, but when it's over, there's no 20 minutes to get out the door and then driving home. It's turn it off.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Time to go. Good night. Love you guys. We'll see you later.
And it's much cheaper than like golf
people can say what they want about gaming, but the gaming for us is we enjoy the games and the competitiveness and the challenges, but it's about community, right? Would you agree with that, Rack?
Well, yeah, and we became family. We became family.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's awesome. It's weird how, like, I met Rookies through a girl that I was living with. First time I met Rookies, he hated me. I went downstairs to get a vacuum cleaner that he had borrowed from her, and he opened the door, handed it to me, and slammed the door in my face. I went to say, "Hey, I'm bruised." He shut the door in my face. And then
he was a dick.
I was. I have grown up. But
you've grown up a lot.
She's gone, and he still remains.
Hey. How you doing, Hottie?
So that was
low cut. You see that low cut blouse she's got on?
I thought there was a little skin action. Thank you. Yeah. Woo. Record that.
So that was
Misdirect Man. That's Misdirect Man, and I think this year was 15 years.
All right. You should always. My advice to people getting married: always do it on an even year. It's way easier to remember, and it's way easier to do the math. Like, how long have you been married? You can minus whatever year it is with an even number easier. Just my thoughts.
Our child was 3 months old when we got married. So that's the only way I remember it. So it's 15 years because he's 15.
That's the same way I remember my parents because they're anniversary, they are a year older than me. So my parents' anniversary, like this past year in October, they celebrated 47 years. I'm 46 years old because my mother was pregnant with me. And the same with Chris's parents. They celebrated 42 and he's 41 years old. And
Okay.
then
So you're basically a cradle
She
robber.
robbed the cradle.
What do they call that?
Cradle robbing.
I know, but what's the woman called?
Get him young and raise him to suit you.
That's what we always say.
Yeah.
But my wife's older than me too, so what the hell's that called? I can't think about it right. Anyway, moving
Training day.
on.
Okay, so Rackman, we'll cover this briefly. Rackman, just because people give us a smile, Rackman. Come on.
Oh,
Nah, look at it. There you go. He looks like he belongs out here in the hills of Kentucky, but he actually had a
MMA
medical
fight.
issue.
took care of
MMA,
it.
yeah,
Just
there you go.
right here in the face.
Should see what the other guy looks like.
Exactly.
He had a medical issue that we're going to do a series on and talk about in depth what's going on with him, what surgeries are going to be needed, recovery process, and getting back to it. So we'll cover the specifics of that. Is there anything you want to say about that, Rack?
Well, I'll just start here. Let's not talk about it too in detail.
Right. That's why
Yeah. Good.
I'm done.
Nice. Something massive for me personally happened in my life, and of course, it's affected my family. I'm not able to work because of the traumatic event that happened about a week ago. Sunday, this last Sunday. So 12/15/2025. And it's a big deal. I'm a workaholic. I've been a workaholic ever since I started working. I'm the guy who doesn't get there first all the time, but definitely leaves last. And I think work for men, for us husbands and fathers, is way important. Rather, I mean, you don't have to be a father or a husband to be a badass worker. But I'm learning a lot about that right now in this transition. Without me working, and work's not important. It's important, but it's not all important. It's not the most important thing. It's family, and I'm learning a lot from this. And it's only been a week. Go ahead. My wife, Miss Rackman, wants to talk real quick.
She's always welcome.
Okay, so this is what I want to say about what he just said, because this is how I felt for the last week. Men, and it's a society thing, right? Like, we in a society make it where if you're not working and you're not bringing in a paycheck, you are not providing. And in society, providing means money. That's what we have built in this culture. Yeah. For me, Chris providing for me is the fact that he's here every night, that he loves my kids, that he loves me, that he does things with us. He provides for me that safety net, right? I don't think about, if he doesn't bring home a paycheck, he's worthless. And I think that that's something that is like drilled into, especially boys. And then when they become men, if you're not providing financially, you are worthless.
You are less than.
You are less than. You are not accomplishing anything in this life. And Chris has that mentality. If he's not providing a substantial financial help, then he is not worthy of this life. And so I just wanted to say that.
Well, we're gonna make sure he's clear, Melissa.
And
I'm obligated.
And I'll say something too, because I also am an addictive workaholic. I work 2 jobs. I always have. I've worked my whole life, a lot of hours. But my father, I'm from a huge family. My father, and I can remember from when I was a little kid, like, take care of your family, go to work, don't ever call off, don't be late, be the first one there, last one to go, all those things. And you can't help to do that, like in your head. And then I'm 57. So over the course of your life, like that, whether you like it or not, that like is branded inside of your brain and you can't help it.
Mhm.
And then you make that into something more than it is. And you just, that is how we live. That's how we think, right or wrong. Like, I need to do more, make more. Like, I don't want my wife to have to work more. I don't want her, I want her to have a less stressful life. I want my kids have more than I had. I want to, all that kind of stuff. And then I really think, like, especially when we're younger, the TV shows is always the man going out and a woman staying at home and all that. And like, it built us up to believe like that's who we are. And it is challenging. And I can't imagine what you're going through, but to be to, it's like, I think it's huge for you to learn something new about yourself, to realize like she said, like, we give more than just a paycheck. We give more than just adding to the bank account. And my wife always tells me, like, I'm always working extra, picking up extra shifts, doing all kinds of stuff. And she's like, I would like to actually have you at home sometimes. That's more important to me than an extra day's pay on your paycheck. Like, be present. Because when my kids were little, I missed every school function, every play, every birthday, every party, everything, because I was always at work. Because in my head, I'm like, I want to make sure that they have all those things that they think they need or want, or I never had, or whatever. And like, it's almost crippling at times. Like, could you imagine ever calling off? Like, I'm 57 years old. I've never called off in my life. I'm never late ever. I'm a 40 minutes early kind of guy. Nowadays I see people, they call off. No, I had a hangnail. I'm not working, or I had too much to drink last night. I'm calling off, but it's like acceptable now. But I think for people like you and us, it's like, that's a challenge. So this is, we're all here to support you, like, going through that, because it is challenging. So good on you for acknowledging it, because I think that's a big piece of getting past the first part of this. Surgery still to come, but like, I think mentally, like, that's probably harder than the physical side. We're men, we can take a beating and get back up or whatever. Like, oh, I have this many stitches or a broken this or whatever. Like, I can get over that. The mental part, I think, is probably way harder than the physical part.
Yeah, we could build this up too, because we don't have to really talk about exactly what happened until later on in the series, but keep people, waiting for that. Oh, what the hell happened? So
It was in a gang war.
I really think, though, from my perspective on what happened, I have learned that other people that have helped us in this hard time so far has had similar traumatic events happen in their lives, and we had no idea, and then all this comes to the forefront, and you're like, holy crap. And you hear their stories, and now you're like, okay, well, I'm not the only one in the world that has gone through this. And you're, I don't know, it just opens your mind more to what happens in the world, because really, what do we do as parents? What do we do as a husband? We wake up in the morning, we take a shower, we might take a shit, we might get some coffee, smoke a cigarette, go to work your ass off, come home. Some might make dinner. I used to. I don't much anymore, but I kiss my wife and say hello. And it's late, and we have about an hour together. Then we go play Xbox, and we go to bed. That's our life. So we don't see or hear or have time sometimes, most times, to see the news or to listen to the radio or know what the hell's going on in the world, or even know our kids, as you said, missing the softball games, missing volleyball games, missing this, missing that. Well, I worked for a company, and they let me go about 3 months ago, and 4 months ago, 3 months ago, whatever it's been. And that company was a company that I worked really, really, really hard for, and it was expected of me to work really, really hard. Of course, that's just my mentality anyway. Even if it really wasn't expected, it's expected of me because I'm that person. We just talked about that. But this new company I work for now, it feels has an independent feel. It's not a corporate feel, and I've been able to come home at a decent time. It's been 3 or 4 hours with my family, right?
That's
So
huge.
I've been able to introduce this new phase in my life, growing up, maturity, whatever the word is, and now another perspective of it because I'm home all day, every day, and get to see what my wife deals with at work and what my kids are doing. And anyway, what you think? What you think?
I think this is going to be a great addition to Fully Dressed, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I think it's going to be very informational and like important because Rick, you've had a very traumatic experience in your life, and fortunately and unfortunately, I experienced that with you. I've had multiple physical injuries and surgeries that thankfully I had someone like you around to help me get through some of those things. So I think this is going to be good. I think that we can actually share these things and realize like the whole man thing isn't like written in stone on how to do it. And there's things that we can all learn from this and how we can grow from this and how we can actually be like, I want to be a better husband and father, a parent, grandparent. I think things like this take you to a point where you maybe not are ready for it, but you do it because you have to. And then you realize later, like, well, that was actually something that I really needed anyway. So hopefully this is good for everybody. We can all teach somebody something about whatever tragedy you go through in your life and how you can actually overcome it and be better at your being a person. So.
And from someone that is outside of a direct familial circle, I've never married, no kids. To be a man, that doesn't mean you can't be human with your other men friends. And I think that's something I respect a great deal out of both you guys is you're not although Rackman, you're far more manly than Duck.
I'm Superman.
You Rackman's like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm good. I'm all right. Bruce is like, oh, my fingernail hurts. But we can discuss that. We can have fun together. We can enjoy, but we support each other. And I think that was my point there is we all support each other no matter what, no judgment, no, this is what it is. Let's go on. Let's get started on some topics because we're at the 30-minute mark.
Okay. Well, you said you had several things to talk about, so you can lead off, and then I'll come in with what want to talk about, and we can go from there.
All right, bring up my video here, and we're just going to play this. I don't think it has sound. This is the most recent boat coming from Venezuela that the Trump administration blew out of the water. Rackman, do you know anything about these boats being blown up?
I do not.
Okay. There is, you can take that down, Duck. There is a ongoing issue where the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has named Venezuela, the boats coming from Venezuela as, I can't remember. Do you know what they're called, Doug?
They're basically terrorist organizations.
Terrorist organization. Yes, they've named them terrorist organization, threat to the United States. And these boats in international waters allegedly are bringing drugs over either into Mexico to come up into the United States or coming up directly into the United States. Venezuela is crying that their fishing boats but now this is all out in international waters. You don't see any fishing rods coming off of the back of the boats. I have yet to hear of family members that say you blew up my husband fisherman.
Yeah.
So I'm more apt to believe that, yeah, these are illegal drugs being smuggled, that he's cutting off that money from Venezuela. This is going on too long for what I wanted to do to introduce it, but China is still buying oil from Venezuela. That oil has been sanctioned internationally. So China's doing the wrong thing by buying it from Venezuela. Venezuela's doing the wrong thing by selling it. And to top it all off, Venezuela just a few months ago had an election for president where a woman won, but Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, wouldn't step down. That woman has since fled for fear of her life. And I believe she's in England now, but I'm not sure what country she's in. Norway.
And I apologize. My doorbell is ringing. I'll be back in 1 second.
Pause it.
Okay.
Pause it. And we're back. Okay, so we were talking about the drugs being blown up.
Venezuela.
Venezuela. What do you think overall, Rack, when you hear that?
I just from the outside in, general public, thinking that there's just got to be something going on somewhere, and there's got to be tragedy, and there's got to be space to be filled in the news. That's how I think. I might be alone in us three thinking about this way, but I just think there's got to be some kind of tragedy that. Something major, something massive. Now, if this is a real thing with actual drugs, nobody has a clue. Like a real, true, 100% accuracy.
Agreed.
So, could it have been drugs? Yeah. There's a lot of things that lead up to that.
Let's say this. Say you're a fisherman that goes out into international waters fishing, and this has been going on for weeks and weeks now. Don't you think you'd say to your buddies, "Hey, we might not want to go out there to fish"?
Well, no, I don't think it's fishermen. That's it could have been anything. I mean, it could have been a droned, an AI ship going out there to see. How
they're showing people. There's videos showing the people. They have to black out the people sometime right before they get blown up.
Holy crap! So they actually blew up
these fishing boats. But these fishing boats have 4 or 5 engines. Most of them have 2 or 3 at minimum on the back. They're not fishing boats. They're little small boats.
And they captured one. It's like 3-4 weeks ago, and this thing had military grade armor coverings, and it had like 4 or 5 super powered, not jet engines, but basically like whatever you could put on a boat that would resemble a jet engine, like on these boats. And they captured like 300 pounds of fentanyl or something crazy. So I personally feel like it is absolutely drugs. My question would be, are those people on those boats know there's a very good possibility we're going to get blown to smithereens? So can you call in sick that day? Be like, oh, you're taking a shipment to the U.S. Be like, got a tummy ache. I'm not going to make it today. Or the wife said I can't go or something. Or whoever is sending these drugs over, the people that are on those boats, are they being told like, you're doing this or we're killing everybody in your family? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to die possibly, but if you don't do this, I mean,
here's the thing. It's a socialist dictatorship. Maduro's calling the shots. He controls all the media, all of the news. We can't even be certain that the news of these boats being blown up are getting to the people of Venezuela. Although with the internet and the ability to share information, I'm sure they know. You've also got nobody is claiming these people. Oh my God, you killed my husband and father of my 3 children. So I'm not worried about that. And what I don't understand is this has been going on for weeks. They're sending boat after boat, and we're blowing up. This is probably 8 or 10 that I know of, Rack Man, that have
number
been
11.
blown
It was
up.
actually the 11th one.
Is the 11th?
Yeah.
If they've blown up 11 boats over the last 4 weeks, and they're still sending boats, how many do you think they're not blowing up? They're not getting every one of them.
How many of those are they sending that way, and then you're sending the other one around or whatever? But 2 weeks ago, if you saw the video where I don't know if they were Navy SEALs or Rangers or whatever, but they on the helicopters slid down the cables onto the boat, overtook that oil tanker.
That is the Venezuelan oil. Venezuela is supposed to be sanctioned right now and not able to sell their oil, but they're sending them out on these unregistered ships, tankers, and Trump is going out and confiscating those tankers and saying the oil's ours now.
Yeah, and the last one they said was worth like $90 million, which they were sending these to China, India, and Russia, and they call them ghost ships because they're not
ghost ships,
logged, no data about them whatsoever, but they're full of
flag,
oil, and they're being shipped out from Venezuela to like Iran, I think, and so that's how they're getting their money to keep his country going, because the drug side. Because he is absolutely connected to.
He's got to pay his military to maintain power.
And they are now cutting off the drug flow, and now they're taking the oil opportunity from him. So there's not a way for him to get money. And now he's in desperation mode, because if you saw him the last week, he was out there doing a dance, mocking Trump, and saying that the United States is going to feel the force of the Venezuelan military if we don't seize our operations. I'm like, okay, bro, this is not how that works. Like, you respect, we can blow your whole entire country up with one little push of a button. It's crazy what's going on over there right now. But he lost that election.
We're not gonna blow up the country. There's too many good Venezuelans
that are living
under a heavy hand, and we need them to rise up against the government.
But he has let China into the country. China now runs their market system. They're basically in charge of all the finances of the country. They have Hezbollah there as training facilities. And I think he lost the election like 70 or 80% to 10 or 20%. Like, he literally got blown out, but refuses to step down. And
this is going to be an ongoing issue. And the absolute best thing that could happen would be for Maduro to step down. But if he doesn't, I don't think we're going to war. We might send in special forces troops, but I even doubt that. I think we need an insurrection from within Venezuela, the Venezuelan people, to say enough is enough. But this will be an ongoing story for a while.
There's a $50 million bounty on his head. So my question is,
let's go.
Where is he going to go whenever he does leave? Is he going to go to Russia, like Assad from Syria, or where's he going to go? Because he's going to have to go somewhere.
There's international treaties where he's able to say, I'm going to leave, send me to a safe place, and the world would coordinate a place for him to live safely. Let's find another subject to move on to. Rack, you got anything?
I don't.
How about them Cowboys?
Well, I do have that one you talked about earlier, talking about Cowboys, talking about football, NFL football.
Yeah.
Did you see that little Metcalf thing?
Is that who it was, DK Metcalf?
Yeah, that was interesting. 20, 30 years ago, there was something that happened. I forgot who it was on TV. Somebody jumped up in the stands and somebody grabbed him and wouldn't let him go. And we got to look it up. We got to look that up somewhere and try to figure out who it was. But controversy in the stands, man.
This could cost him a lot of money, because now they're saying that Pittsburgh could void his contract and he would have to pay back his signing bonus of $25 million.
Let's show people what we're talking about. Bring up my screen, if you will.
I kind of wish I would. I wish we knew what that
Like what they said to him.
What he said to Metcalf. I mean, he had to have said something. I mean,
Oh, of
I
course,
know
yeah.
Metcalf
Yeah,
made a
This is
bad
this
decision.
is only 8 seconds.
Well, he has recently been in trouble for. He got into a fight in his own locker room, and he got fined like 15,000. And he got in trouble for another scuffle. I think it was against Green Bay, and it cost him like 15,000. So he's not like this guy who never has issues. So apparently he has some anger problems going on. But he wanted to smack the fan and grabbed him by the neck. Like this could cost him like $60 million.
I still think it was a her.
Oh,
Nah, it was the guy with the blue wig
yeah, the
on.
blue wig.
Yeah.
But this really could cost him.
It
And
might have been him.
I want to say that they won this past weekend, which actually put them in the playoffs. So he's suspended for the last game of the season and the first game of the playoffs.
And Aaron
So
Rodgers needs that guy big time.
Yeah. So this for them as a team, which the Squealers suck. I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers. So whatever. I hope whoever they're playing, I hope they both lose. But the Steelers can suck it. So that's what I have to say about that. So good for them. Suspend the whole team. But anyway, that's just my thoughts.
I think they should keep the football players away from people at the games. I think that even high-fiving them when they're going down the lane back to the locker room, there's just so much crap that happens today in 2025.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you because when I see somebody run, score a big, long touchdown, and then run up, jump up in the stands and hang out with the fans, I love that. I love that.
We all
because they're playing for us.
Right.
It's just scary. It's just scary.
Yeah, we do, but then like
bad.
I'm okay with the players being scared of the fans. The fans shouldn't be afraid of the players. So what you're saying, I agree with, only in that Metcalf attacked a fan. I don't care if they poured a fucking thing of Coke on top of his head. You don't go in the stands after a fan. What was that old basketball? Remember when they went up fighting in the...
Yeah, and I think it was Detroit, the melee at the Palace or whatever.
Whatever it was.
But like, what about the WNBA where they were throwing dildos on the court? You know what I mean? It's like, it's getting crazy right now. It's crazy.
That was funny, though.
If I would never go into the stands like that, but these guys are. I don't know if they live in a different realm than we do, but they like somebody's going to get killed at some point, and they'll be like, "Oh, we should have stopped this."
Well, the worst ones
or the fan. So
Malice at the Palace.
Yeah. So I thought it was like, well, I saw it. I was at work and I was watching it, but the volume is down because we don't have the rights to play the volume. So I didn't hear what was going on. And I saw the replay and I was like, what the hell is happening? Like he just yanked that guy almost out of his seat. So they smacked his face like a bitch smack. That was
bring up that video. Okay. Are you old enough to remember this, Rack? Somebody threw a drink on him. Look at him.
We got him in the stands. There's like 11 people there.
Did you ever see that, Rack?
So I'm going to like.
Oh, did you see that?
And that started.
That was Ron Artest.
The drink, right?
Yes.
Yes. I haven't seen this in years. I forgot about that. That was a great punch.
Yeah, Ron Artest went up in the stands after him.
I think human species, it's a very insecure species.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
I have a bad temper, but.
And look at Rookie's pulling that stuff up right now. Bam.
Yeah,
The
'cause you
nicest
get-
guy in the world can go down the street, go drive down to the local gas station. The nicest guy in the world can get cut off and be the shittiest guy, the rudest guy in the
Yep.
world in a split second. The
Yep.
human species, something small can be such a big thing and ruin your life because you made a bad decision.
Mhm.
You know?
And like, I have a bad temper. Like, I know, Rack, you don't know that, but Ricky's has known me for years, and I've worked super hard at like reining it in. I think I've been pretty good at it, and it's super challenging at times because people are assholes. But like you said, like a bad 1 second moment could change or ruin your entire life or that of somebody else. And that is tragic. And like, are athletes overpaid? Whatever, blah blah blah. Probably. Who I don't care about all that. But the fact that this guy literally could lose $60 million over a heated moment like that, and nobody was really going to learn from it. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen again and again and again. They're going to watch it happen, but like, did he think he was untouchable? What could have possibly led him to go, I'm going to go? You know what I mean? Like, what could have happened to make him go and yank that guy, try to yank him out of the stands? I don't get it.
What play was it? Was it the touchdown?
I only looked up and saw it on the replay. I didn't see it live, so I don't know.
I mean, like, okay, let's just say it was a touchdown. I don't remember. If we could see it, we would know 100%. I did watch most of the game. I don't remember seeing that at all. I might have went to the
I
restroom, but
think it
let's
was
just say,
close to the end, but I'm not
yeah.
sure.
But let's say it's a touchdown. And what if it wasn't a Pittsburgh fan, right? What if he said something really shitty in the moment where he was what is it called? What is it called? His mojo, his adrenaline. His adrenaline was pumping.
Good call, Melissa.
Pumping. Thank you. And somebody said something really shitty, whether it was the Pittsburgh fan or the opposite team, the opposing team fan, and he fucking made a bad decision. But this guy apparently has a history of this shit.
And that's where
he's a dickhead.
There's a line you don't cross, and he crossed it. You don't, as a player, you get paid enough, you got to take that shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
If I'm going to talk about your wife, your mama, your kids, that's a reflection on me being a dick. You can't do anything about it.
Well,
that's just the way it's got to be.
I'd be against you on that. No amount of money in the world does somebody have to fucking say something bad.
How much abuse are you going to take at work before you say that's enough? I'm punching this customer in the mouth. You would never do that.
No.
Okay.
I'm a bartender, and I work in a high-end Italian restaurant in a very high-end mall in Orlando. There's all the big stores, Prada and Cartier and all that kind of crap, whatever. So the people come in there are already entitled, first of all. And so yesterday, a guy, and it's a couple actually, was he comes in, he's like, he was already an ass when he sat down. Mind you, it's holidays in a mall. So it was like pandemonium. We don't open until 11. A new guy, a kid, a host, opened the door at 10:45. So at like 10, whatever, right before that, I went to the restroom, tucked my shirt in, make sure I was presentable. I came out, my whole bar was full, and I was like, how long was I in there? Like, did I go in there and fall asleep? But this couple, the guy was just being a total dick. I wanted to punch him in the face, but I didn't because I know you can't do that. But like, what would he have to say to make me do that? Because I did tell him, I'm like, you're being an ass. And Ricky has said this many times.
We'll differentiate it. Making $25 to $100 an hour versus making $60 million a year. If you were going to lose $60 million a year, wouldn't it take a whole lot more for you to punch somebody in the face?
I want to say yes, but I make the money I make, and that's my lifestyle. So if you make $20 million a year, I don't know what your lifestyle is and how important is your weekly paycheck to your lifestyle. Like, I make whatever I make. I depend on that. He makes what he makes. Does he spend all of that to get by weekly? I don't know. So
Okay, so what we've come to a conclusion on this topic is I would be professional and never punch somebody in the face. Bruce is too much of a wuss to punch anybody in the face, and Rackman wouldn't take no shit.
I would punch somebody in the face. I
No, you
have.
wouldn't. Okay.
But anyway,
Nobody.
Sorry.
Okay. The numbers have come out. Hi, sweetheart.
That's
Hello.
You. Hi.
Little Rack.
Hi.
Sorry.
You're good.
what'd you say? I wouldn't punch somebody in the face, and then my reaction is this.
Whatever.
What,
Laughing.
smiling?
Laughing.
No, so my pastor said it 100% effectively on the stage. He was driving. He was driving. He did something wrong. He didn't mean to. Whatever. They flicked him off, right? And they gave him the bird and to my pastor, and my pastor just blew him a kiss. Now, what would piss you off more? Somebody flicking you off or blowing you a kiss?
That.
Yeah,
That.
So
that's true.
So that's
what
like
you do.
saying F off.
Okay.
kill him with kindness, and that's where I go.
Yeah. That
In the
would,
last 11 months, the numbers came out the other day. 0 illegal border crossings. 0 in the last 11 months. Not one person crossed illegally into the country that they know of. And another stat, all new jobs created in this country have gone to American citizens. 100% of them. So they can say what they want about the illegals. They can say what they want. They're not complaining about the border anymore because the border's closed down. Illegals are not crossing in massive numbers into the United States. Now they're going through and booting people out that don't belong here. The criminals, they say, but I'm sure other people are going to get swept up in it. Did you see the most recent? They were making a deal with them, Rackman. They were offering, you might have heard of this. We'll give you a plane ticket back home if you're here illegally and $1,000 if you leave on your own. Have you heard that?
self-deport.
No.
Self-deport. That's been over the last 11 months. Bruce, Duck, did you see the new deal for Christmas?
No.
They're offering now for Christmas, if you're here illegally and you self-deport, we'll give each person that self-deports $3,000. Now, the reasoning is it costs $17,000 per illegal to go out, capture them, process them, and deport them back. So in saving that $17,000, if you want to self-deport, we'll give you $3,000 to get out. What do you think of that, Rack?
It saves them $14,000. Do it.
And it's fair.
Yeah.
You live down there in Texas.
Yeah. So there's so many. You said you made that comment that we know about. It's impossible to know about it. In Texas, you know about it. There's a lot of illegals, a lot of illegals that do not have green cards, that do not have visas, and that are here and that are trying to get jobs at my industry, for sure.
Somebody
Yeah,
just
all the
revoked
time.
100,000 CDL licenses that were given to illegal immigrants.
They can't read.
100,000 commercial driver's licenses. And we've seen the accidents. There have been 2 or 3 in the last 6 months of illegals that wrecked their
diesels.
diesel
tractor-trailers.
trucks.
Now, and I will say this as well. It's probably been 10 years ago. with my last job, we went to Cancun for a work trip, and we were in this resort. I'm sitting at the bar. I'm talking to the guy. He spoke perfect English, and we were talking. And he asked where I was from. I told him, he's like, "Oh, I lived in California for 3 years, but I came back, like on my own. I didn't get caught. I just left." And we're talking. I'm like, "Okay, like, is it worth it for you to be here? Like, what kind of pay do you make?" He averaged, and the minimum wage for Cancun, this is like 10 years ago, was $8 per day. That was how much they got paid. $8 per day. So if you were offered $3,000 to self-deport, because a lot of people, and I work in the restaurant industry, I know a lot of illegals. 90% of the money they earn goes home. They don't live in an apartment on their own. They live in an apartment with 10, 12, 15 other people, and all the money they make goes to wherever they're from to give to their families that are making $8 a day. So I would think that a $3,000 offer would be enormous.
And with that offer, you get the $3,000 and you get the opportunity to apply to come back. If you're found and you're here illegally and you're deported, you're on the no-fly list. You're not coming back.
Yeah. Like, I don't blame people for coming to America. And if I were from Mexico and I had a family, I would do everything in my power to get them out of that and into this. But I also would not want to spend the rest of my life looking over my shoulder. So I would do things the right way. At least I think I would. So I wouldn't have to worry about myself or my spouse or my children being taken back because we did it illegally. Like, I mean, I get the desire to be here, but I would also want to do it legally.
There's no reprimands for these illegals. That's what kills me. There's no reprimands.
Well,
they
there
come
is
over
now.
here. They come over here 30 to 40 times in their lifetime. They come back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There is a place in where I live, in close to me, in the closest city to me. There's a place where there's like 100 of them all together, waiting for a truck to pull up, and they get in the back of the truck and they go do roofing. They go fix a car. They go mow lawns. They go do a back patio. There is thousands in Texas that have nothing. And they go back and forth every year.
ICE is coming to a city near you.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, Ricky's,
you will see ICE before long.
Yeah.
Ricky's, you remember when we lived in Dallas and I worked at the Crown Plaza down in Addison, and I had this lady that worked the buffet in the morning. She made like the omelets and like the made to order food for breakfast. And her name was Gladys, and she was from Mexico City. She would disappear like every 6 or 7 weeks, and she'd be gone for 10, 12 days. And then she would show up one morning for work. And I'm like, "Where have you been?" She's like, "Oh, they got me and sent me back home." And then she would spend the next 8 or 10 days making her journey back to Dallas. And then she'd show up and go to work. This is before it was like a crisis and all that. But she probably got deported 15 times and kept coming back because why wouldn't you? You're not going to be in trouble. You're not going to be like, what are you going to do to you? Send you home and you'll just come back.
The argument from the left is they are doing jobs that Americans won't do. And my argument is that's because they're not available to young Americans. Our young people don't have jobs that they can do. They just don't. They say they won't work. I think they'll work. You just got to give them a paycheck, and you shouldn't be getting low labor costs from illegals in this country. It just shouldn't. And like you said, send all that money back home.
You think our young Americans are going to be on the roof?
I think if there was an opportunity and you paid them a wage that was worth it, they would.
I think the culture needs to come back to that, Rack, man. I really do. I think the culture in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s was like that. I think it has gone down with illegal immigration, especially in the major cities like you guys are in, Dallas and in Orlando. I think that will change if we get the illegal employees out of the country. They're going to have to start offering a living wage. It's too much to go into on the wide spectrum of the economy, but you have to have housing costs come down. When you have less renters from illegals, then that's more apartments available to American citizens. You have new houses being built, which means the people that live in houses can buy a new house. Now that old house is on the market to someone that makes a lesser salary. It's not going to happen overnight.
What's IA backwards?
AI.
Yeah, so like as soon as AI is a real thing, and it's coming, it's freaking already here.
It is
Illegal. The IAs, there'll be no use.
It's happening.
for the illegals.
Yeah,
What is IA? Illegal
aliens.
aliens. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to get there.
there
was
was
II.
there was
Yeah.
a sushi.
AI. Right.
Okay.
There's a sushi restaurant near my house that it has.
Thought you about to say it's called illegal alien.
The sushi place has a conveyor belt that runs through the main dining room into the kitchen, and they will put all these dishes on this conveyor belt, and it will just move along. And when you want something, you just take it on this conveyor belt, and it will log the table number that was taken, that took the food. If you order something from the menu, like that you don't want off of that belt, it is sent out to your table by a robot. And you see these little robots. They're probably 5 feet tall, and they have 3 shelves on them. And it will literally go to your table and stop, and you just take your stuff off the shelves or whatever is yours, because it goes to multiple tables. I'm like, this is coming faster than people realize, and like it's going to eliminate a lot of things.
That's why it's such an important point that we get the illegals out, we keep the citizens here, and then we come up with I can't remember what that is, an income for everybody. And that's going to happen someday, maybe 20, 25 years, but every citizen's going to receive an income based on
Chicago. They're doing that in like,
yeah, but now they're doing it with taxpayer money. Trump wants to do it with tariff money.
Right, but they're guaranteeing people. There's in Chicago, they're guaranteeing people like $1,200 a month, no questions asked. You get this much money every month. Work, you don't have to prove anything.
And that's above and beyond welfare and the rest of that stuff.
It's crazy. I have always
all
worked.
Right.
So
let's start to close this up. We're over an hour now. Yep. After 11 months with Donald Trump, the border's secure, inflation has stopped, wages are up, prices are down, and Trump ended one of his speeches. Oh yeah, and we've got the World Cup and the Olympics coming in this next year. Are we doing a show again this year, or
I don't know. Yeah, we should be able to get one in before the end of the year.
Okay, yeah. So we'll do a New Year's show where we'll cover some other stuff and maybe find some silly little hats or something. Trump ended one of his speeches the other day with, "This nation is now seen as loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain of its destiny, and the envy of the entire world." And I'd be hard-pressed to have anybody argue that with me, that we're not all of that. Any closing thoughts, Rack Man? Appreciate you joining us, man. Let's make this a regular routine.
Well, that's
the closing act, man, is always the fun part. It's always the fun part.
It is.
You get to not even recap what was said. Just there's going to be some cool stuff coming up in the next episode, series, whatever. And come back.
Yep. And I want to say that this morning I went and got gas. I paid $2.61. And I haven't paid that much or that little for gas since Trump was president the first time.
We're like 264 here.
So people can say whatever they want. Legacy Media can say whatever they want. It's working. Things are happening. I bought a dozen eggs today for $3.16. So all the shit you hear about how prices are, the only thing that's not coming down yet is beef. Everything else is going in the way it should. So my closing remarks are, Rack, I appreciate you being on here today, and I appreciate you sharing some intimate details about what's going on with you. I know we're deeper into this in the next episode, so you're welcome as part of this. I would love for you to be a regular tri-host. I don't know if that's a word or not, but like I would love to be on here every week.
Panel. I said it earlier.
No, I don't. I wouldn't call me a member. I just say, I could be a host. I mean, a tryout, a training in training, right?
Yeah, but you're welcome every time, and we're glad you're here. And we happen to know what's going on with you, so we're praying for you. We got great thoughts going for you, and we'll get deeper into this on the next episode. But I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I will not say Happy Holidays. I want to say God bless America. God bless our president, Donald J. Trump. I hope all of you all are blessed beyond measure.
Ho, ho.
Yeah, ho, ho, ho. Kick the kid down the slide for asking for a BB gun. But I just want to say thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We love you all. God bless you all. Be blessed beyond measure. Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Rack. We'll see you very soon, and we'll see you very often. This is the real Bruce. That's the Rookies and the Rackman 1, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.
Hi, Melissa.
Bye, Miss
Play
Rack.
some music. Play some music.
Oh, okay. Do that. So, Miss Rack will go. Bye, Miss Rack.
Wave.
Bye.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas, everybody. Ho, ho, ho. Peace out.
Merry Christmas.